What's up, guys? I hope you're all doing well, and thank you so much for popping into this review for my continuation of the Steven Spielberg series I've been doing. And the previous review I did for the series was for War of the Worlds. The film came out in 2005, and then Spielberg did Munich. But today we're talking about Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. The film was released in summer 2008, and this was a huge movie. And I remember the Dr. Pepper cans for this. And I remember seeing it when it came out, and I remember liking it, but then really discovering Indiana Jones on DVD, I guess, and Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade, I think are also all in the top 10 Spielberg films as of 2008. Those are excellent action adventure movies that feel real, they feel raw, they feel gritty. And with Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the film follows Harrison Ford once again as he's in the 1950s dealing with Russians. Colonel Dr. Irina Spalko is the leader of the villainous group. She's okay. She's played by Cate Blanchett, and I think she's okay, but the film doesn't really give her anything to do, unfortunately. She's not good. She's not bad. She's just there to service the plot. But you really want to watch this movie and maybe feel something again, because after the perfect ending of The Last Crusade, I mean, there was a lot of heart and emotion in that film. The relationship between Sean Connery and Harrison Ford, I think it's one of the best on-screen duos ever. And now he's got to team up with Shia LaBeouf, who plays Mutt in the film. Mutt Williams. Again, he is your very average kind of character. I think the main issue with the film for me, other than some of its crazy choices that the movie makes, is the script. I think that the first half hour is the best part of the movie. But once they start talking about Akator and the skull, you got to go to Oriana's cradle, and you have the whole grave robber sequence before that. They got to go to where Oxley was, and you're supposed to really care about Oxley and be interested in him. And honestly, you're not. It's really undercooked. And when you get through the whole entire movie, which I think is moderately entertaining, I mean, it's just a bunch of okay sequences. Some good sequences, like I like the opening of the film for the most part. I think it's a really good opening, to be honest. The cinematography by Janusz Kaminski is incredible. The film has a sort of digital look, which I don't really know why it doesn't look as raw or feel as real as the first three movies did. It's got more of a digital kind of feel to it. I think George Lucas might have had a little too much say into what Spielberg was going to do, because I think he made the movie mainly for George Lucas, who wanted to do Aliens, and Spielberg says in interviews, he didn't want to do Aliens in Indiana Jones, but he did. And they don't really cook that stuff till the end of the movie, which is kind of alarming when you see a UFO flying into space. I think it's pretty cool that you have a shot where John Williams' music is playing in the background and Harrison Ford is standing there and the UFO comes out. It's a pretty cool shot, even though it's extremely ridiculous. I just think it's pretty iconic to see Indiana Jones standing in front of a UFO. As stupid as it might be, I think it's a cool shot. And John Williams' music, The Departure, that's the track when the thing takes off. It's just really good. And I think his score for this movie is also very good, but it's not as good as his score for the first three films. The Adventures of Mutt and Irina's theme are my favorite new tracks for the movie. The Call of the Crystal is also really good. The visual effects at times are not great, strangely enough, coming from Lucasfilm, because once Shia LaBeouf starts swinging through the trees with the monkeys, I mean, I didn't check out, but I'm just like, okay, let's go on with the next scene, because obviously there's some real wacky stuff that happens in this movie, whether it's from the refrigerator scene or the gophers in the beginning of the movie. The character of Mac is extremely inconsistent. And then when he sacrifices himself or dies, whatever he decides to do there, you're just not with it. You don't feel it. But what are the good things about this movie? The real good things, like I said, is the first half hour. The Area 51 scene, I think that's one of the better action sequences of the movie. I like the Nuketown sequence. It's just how he gets out of there in the refrigerator. As I mentioned before, it's a little ridiculous. But I think probably my favorite sequence of the film is when the bar fight starts and they got to get out of there. But there's just a lot of exposition. There's like 20 minutes of exposition in this movie. You realize halfway through that Mutt is Indiana Jones's son, Marion Ravenwood. As soon as she comes back, the film gets a pulse again, and then it just kind of trickles till the end. I don't know. I think this is an okay film, but for an Indiana Jones movie, it's just not up to par. So would I watch this over films like War of the Worlds or Empire of the Sun? I'd watch this over The Lost World, Jurassic Park. I mean, the film is okay, but I just think it makes too many bonkers decisions. And seeing the alien at the end of the film, I think the thing looks cool, but I mean, for this to be in an Indiana Jones film, I think they just took it a little too far. And also, after they get blasted out of the water, just as Indy is about to get up and see the UFO, you're sitting there and you're thinking,
his shirt is dry.
The film does have some good action as well. I think that the fight scene with the Russian around the ants, it doesn't really feel like they aged the character of Indiana Jones up at all physically, because he takes a lot of damage in this movie and he deals a lot of damage in this movie, which I think is cool, but it kind of takes away from the realism. In those original movies, he was a little younger. So Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I had to get the poster just because I do love Indiana Jones. Those first three movies make this one of my favorite series of all time. This is an okay, average film, just average. And the next one, Dial of Destiny, we'll see. I might just rewatch that and review it as well. I know it's not directed by Steven Spielberg, but James Mangold has certainly made a name of himself with his Best Director nomination last year for A Complete Unknown. My score for Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is 3.5 out of 5 stars, an extreme loose 3.5. It's Indiana Jones, and it's not like offensively bad or anything. It doesn't make me angry. It's just a little dull at times. So that's my thoughts on Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. What's your thoughts on the film? Hit that subscribe button. Come on back to the channel for my review for The Adventures of Tintin, which will be coming in a week, maybe a little more than that. And then we'll be talking about Warhorse. And this is all leading to Steven Spielberg's upcoming film, Disclosure Day. I'll have reviews for every single one of his films up on the channel in a playlist that you guys will be able to check out. I'm also going to rank his movies after all is said and done. So, guys, you can follow me on Twitter and or X at Ranking72 and Instagram at King Arises 131. That's been it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And until next time, over and out.
Drop the guns, or Colonel Dr. Spalko is dead.